Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Hugo Correa. This channel is about construction, remodeling, and a lot of things that can help you around the house. So what we have here is a surface, a floor that we're gonna prepare for tiling. And there are a few things that are really important. Obviously, because we have in this case carpet, we want to go ahead and remove the carpet. A lot of people will have trouble trying to do this if they try to pull the carpet in one piece, and the reason is that the carpet itself will just kind of scratch walls and will be in your way, especially if you have some sort of moldings around. So just like what we're doing right now, it's better to cut it in sections that will help you to carry it easier. And just remember that sometimes carpets are dirty and dusty and all the stuff, so if that's the case, obviously using masks is really important. So as you move the carpet, you start finding out, some issues that can be on the surface, on the floors. And if you notice, we are also, removing all these little moldings that are around, all these little tag strips that are designed or that are made for stretching the carpet. So that is a really spiky thing, and you gotta be careful when you're doing that stuff. When you have floors, especially in the kitchen, like this one, linoleum and all that. You want to go ahead and remove all that by cut it in sections. What we did is also using a circular saw with really a shallow depth on the blade. We went ahead and cut it in pieces, so you didn't have that issue of removing large pieces of linoleum. Because they put some sort of Luan board on the bottom, and this thing is a 1/4 inch thick, and sometimes there's a lot of staples on it. So once you're working on the floor and you remove all the carpets and the surface covers and all the stuff, you want to go ahead and look, as I'm doing over here, look for areas where you have squeaky noises and areas that are just kind of bouncing back and forth. And the reason is that sometimes they use nails, and although some people put glue, construction adhesive underneath, they just kind of pop up, and once you're walking around, you can actually hear the squeaky noises. So you want to go ahead and, if possible, remove the nails that are around that area, because sometimes they actually pop out. And if they don't, just kind of screw around with deck screws. In this case, I use 2-inch screws. So you have the surface already, and you end up having a lot of dust on the floor. So use vacuums, and in this case, when we are applying the thin set mortar, that's something that is recommended to use, and I use polymeter enhanced or polymeter modified thin set mortar. We go ahead and clean the surface, and my God, we sometimes we actually use a lot of buckets of clean water to be able to remove all the dust and all the stuff that is on the floor, stuck to the floor. And that's why I don't like carpets, because back in the days they used to, or still they walk all around the raw surface, and they don't clean that, and they just put carpets on top, and that dust gets trapped over there, and every time you vacuum, obviously you have that problem. So using a 1/4 by 1/4 trowel with a fairly soft thin set mortar, you want to go ahead and start spraying that. In this case, I made some small marks on the floor, marking 36 inches. So that way I don't exceed that area where I'm working, because you will be kind of stretching yourself a lot. And if you notice, I'm using this small cushion, this little pad on the bottom. That's really good for your knees. After I don't know, maybe 18 years working in construction, you start finding that small little improvements like that will definitely change the way you feel after you finish work. It's a little more comfortable. You don't have to be kind of bending your back and not putting support on the floor, because a lot of people will tend to avoid putting their knees on the floor. So if you notice, I'm going over the register over here, the air conditioning register. That's because I put some marks on the molding, on the bottom of the molding, and I want to go ahead and be precise and make the cut exactly where it goes. Sometimes when I work, I shifted a 1/4 inch, so you end up cutting a little bit more. But by making a little mark and doing some notes, you can do that stuff later on. So as I, place it, you notice that we are working with some sort of a stagger pattern. That is because you don't want to have those seams constantly in the middle, and you want to avoid, cracking tiles or just kind of maintaining those lines. That helps you to maintain the surface also a little more level, so you don't have that kind of section lifted in the particular seam. So as I move around, I go ahead and put like 2 screws to avoid the board, the half-inch concrete boards the quarter-inch concrete boards in this case, from moving. So I put like 2 screws, and then I have my assistant put in screws every 6 inches. So it will end up being hundreds and hundreds of screws when you're doing this stuff. Now, the step of putting things and mortar on the floor sometimes is avoided by a lot of people, and that is not good. I mean, if you have a surface just like this one, go ahead and do that. That is encouraged by the company that provides the boards, and it's a requirement as well for them to kind of respond and just some sort of warranty or whatever. I bump into those allegations before, and yeah, I mean, sometimes the people forget to add this mortar. I know that it's a layer of extra work, but it's worth it. I have customers for many years already in North Carolina, and I just need to tell you that my telephone number is the same one for 13 years. So that says that a lot of people just trust in what I do, and they call me back again for other projects. And every time that I go to see the projects that I've done before, they look just like when I first did. So I'm really pleased with all the work that I do, and it's better for the customer and overall the result at the end, and the quality, the durability of things. So once you put all the boards, again, these are not recommended to be cleaned with brooms. You want to go ahead and clean those boards with a sponge again. So I use a lot of sponges, and once we do that stuff, we go ahead and put fiberglass mesh that is designed for this type of applications, and then later on we apply some things and mortar on top to get it ready for our tiling job. Sometimes you want to make sure that you don't have a lot of excess thin set on top of those joints, because that will interfere with your tile installation. And in this case, we're going to use this 8x48 beautiful white tile that you saw in the beginning, and for that we need to have a nice surface, a straight surface and a solid surface. So you want to go ahead and let this boards to dry for about a day, so you can actually work on top really easy. So with that, I leave you, and I really thank you.
Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you want to see a lot more content and you want to follow my channel, please subscribe here, and why not to see this or that video. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.